Okay, you guys, we were just checking to make sure that we were live, and we are. So I am Becky, and this is Amanda, and we are just two of the many coaches that are part of this True Change Tribe. Um, we have just found over time as coaches that we are stronger together. There is power when we come together, we get real with each other, and we just share this journey as we are. We used to be in a bunch of smaller groups, but we decided that it was just going to be so much better for all of us, for all of you, if we just formed this tribe and came together as one. So that is who we are, and that's how this kind of came to be in the last few weeks. And that's actually why Beachbody created coaches. That's a story for a different day, but they created coaches to be that support system. And so that is what we are going to be together in this True Change Tribe. So as we get started in here, I just want you to know that you belong here. And I shared a post about that in here last week, but no matter where you are on your journey, whether this is like your day one and like you literally just started making changes today, or you've been doing this a long time and you just want to have some fun and stay connected with other people doing the same thing, or maybe you were going up and then suddenly you've just kind of had one of those disastrous weeks where everything's kind of fallen apart and you've fallen off the wagon. Wherever you are, somebody else in here is in that same place. And where you are today, I may be tomorrow. And where I am today, you may be tomorrow. And that's the beauty of us coming together. And that's why we do all belong, because this is a process and it has different phases to it. And there's no kind of straight up, there's no arriving. You're going to reach goals, you're going to accomplish some things, but you're never going to arrive, because this is a lifelong journey that just changes over time. So just wanted to also say that you don't have to be perfect. There is no perfect. And in fact, we don't want you to be perfect in here, because if you are, that makes the rest of us feel bad. And no, I'm just kidding. But truly, there is no perfection here. We just want you to be real, be as you are, be where you are, with the heart to grow and to change and to become, to have that true change process happen in you, so that over time you become more strong, more confident, and more filled with hope. So I just wanted to get that, to make sure everybody knew that before we got started today. You belong here. So tonight I'm going to talk about the different phases of the health journey. And like I said, either you have been in these phases or you will be in these phases at some point. It's just kind of part of a process. And so we're going to talk about what each one of those phases is, and we're going to talk about what a goal would look like for that phase, and kind of what the plan would look like for that as well. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about some ways to hold yourself accountable to your goals as part of this group, and even beyond that. So I wanted to start off just by sharing a little bit of my story, because I have, as you hear me tell it, you'll hear all these different phases I'm going to talk about tonight. And I was fairly healthy. I exercised semi-regularly. I ate sort of good and also sort of bad. I feel like I didn't really know what healthy was. There was so much information coming at me that, like, one day this seemed healthy and one day that seemed healthy. And so I was sort of healthy, I guess is what I'd say. And then I suddenly got sick and just was terribly miserable for several years. And the doctors couldn't figure out what it was. And I finally figured out that it was related to food. And just a side note, a whole lot of the problems that are going on today and issues that we are having, a lot of them are just simply food related and can be changed by changing your diet. Not everything, but that was my story, and that was what happened. So I had to start figuring out this health thing. I had to start figuring out what was wrong with me, and I didn't have at the time, I didn't really have any support to do it. I did an elimination diet to sort of figure out what my triggers were. It was awesome. I finally figured out what the problems were, but I had to cut out dairy, grains, legumes, and sugar. So I felt like all I had to eat all day long was eggs, chicken, and salad. And I thought if I ate eggs, chicken, or salad one more time, I might lose my mind. And I would go to the grocery store and I would literally cry walking through the store. I was like, God, could you please just help me find something else I could eat? Just something else I can eat today, because I had to remove all those things. Well, you know how it goes when you have to be so strict for so long. My old habits started to creep back in, and I would kind of do this roller coaster ride. And when I ate terrible, I would feel terrible. And when I would eat right, I would feel right. But I couldn't get my feet under me. And right around this time, I was invited to be part of a challenge group. And I was resistant at first, and had been for a while, because I just I didn't know why I needed the support. I thought I was kind of healthy anyway, but at this point I needed some accountability. And I was also resistant to Shakeology, which came in and saved my life, because now I don't have to eat salad all day long every day. I have something to look forward to. And it has also helped heal my gut issues that I had, and replace the probiotics I was taking, and all this good stuff. But anyway, so I joined this challenge. I got back on track. I was able to go for a while. And then again, those habits creeped in. But this time I knew what to eat and I knew how to stay on track, but I wasn't sure how much of what to eat. So I would find myself emotional eating, or stress eating too much, like almonds and almond butter. And so I started gaining weight again, because I hadn't really dealt with the habits. I had just switched the food. And so eventually I finally tried those dang, fixed containers that are out there, because I laughed at those. I was like, that's a diet. I don't need to be doing that. And then I tried them and realized really all it did was tell me how much my body needed of each food group, and helped me to get to the body that I wanted to have, that I felt the most healthy and I looked the most healthy. So anyway, I've gone through lots of these phases, and the upside to my story is by staying connected in these groups. I've been able to stick to the diet that I need to most of the time, and my gut has been healed. I don't fall off the wagon as hard as I used to fall off the wagon when I do, like I did in the beginning. And I've really just been able to heal my body, and just kind of changed my life, truly changed my life. But so now I'm just going to talk about what these different, the different phases are. And give me just a second, and I'm going to see if I can share my screen here. Can you see it, Amanda? Okay. Okay. So on this journey, there are what we've kind of come down to as three phases when you're on your health journey. There is weight loss, maintenance, and reset. And weight loss, that's why most of us come into this in the beginning, because we have some pounds to lose. Either it's because we have a lot of weight to lose, or maybe it's because we have a health issue that is in fact impacting us in other ways, and we've got to lose weight to kind of help that health issue. It may just be, to get ready for an event or something like that, but weight loss is one of them. The other one is maintenance, and that's that place where we have kind of reached our goal. We've done the weight loss thing, we've hit the goal, and this is where we're trying to figure out how to stay on track. And just this can be the trickier one, because once you hit that goal, that's that easy place to be able to it's a hard place to figure out where to go next. What are the next steps? And then the third one is a reset. And that is when it could be a couple different things. Maybe you have just like totally had it come apart. You were doing great, cruising along. And then all of a sudden you are sitting in Doritos and oatmeal cream pies all day long, and you can't figure out what in the heck happened. And you just need to get you need a refresh or restart. You need to kind of clean things up to cut some of those habits and get back on track. So chances are you probably know where you are right now, weight loss, maintenance, or reset. But take a second and just think for yourself about, where you think you are. And I'm going to go to the next slide, and it has some questions for you in there. And these are some questions that you can ask yourself to help you figure out where you are or where you should be with that. So what am I trying to accomplish right now? What is truly motivating to me? I know I'll just speak for myself on that one. Sometimes I'll say that it is my health that is motivating me. And yes, partly that's it. I do want to stay healthy. I do want to live a healthy life. But a lot of times it's really the number on the scale or the way my clothes fit or the way I feel confident when I am following a plan. Those are the things that really motivate me. So getting to that core issue for you. Another one, is my life out of balance or some things kind of out of whack right now that I need to rearrange? Am I at a weight that is healthy for me? Am I living a lifestyle that's healthy for me? Do I have any habits that I just can't seem to break? Have I fallen off track and can't seem to get back on? And how is my health and fitness level impacting my everyday life? And I want you to be real with yourself when you're answering some of those, because it is so easy to deceive ourselves about where we are sometimes. That last one, how is my health and fitness impacting my everyday life? If we don't want to change anything, we know change is going to be hard, then we're kind of like, oh, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong, I'm good. But when we stop and look at it and we're like, I don't have enough energy to do what I need to do with my family every day, or I really feel horrible most of the time, or I'm not comfortable with anybody looking at me in shorts or a bathing suit. Those are the things that are impacting our life on a daily basis. And those are the things that we can look at to help motivate us to get honest and real and to move into the phase that we need to go to. Okay, so let's kind of talk about what each one of those would look like. All right, so in the weight loss phase, obviously this is where I've got some weight to lose. And so the first thing we got to do is set a goal, but it's got to be a realistic goal with a time frame. So let's say you have, let's just say 100 pounds to lose. Saying that's big. That's a little bit too big to look at to start with. That's overwhelming. But what we could say is, hey, I want to lose, I'm just throwing out numbers, but 7 pounds in the next 21 days. I'm assigning a number that I'm working towards, and I'm giving it a time frame, a short time frame that's workable, that I can pay attention to, that I can really work towards. Okay. So you're going to set a realistic goal with a time frame. And then for your plan in the weight loss phase, you need to strategically follow a program or plan. Remember me talking about how I was kind of all over the place. I was eating too much almond butter because it was my comfort food. I wasn't really working inside a plan. I knew what foods I could eat, but I didn't have a good game plan. So strategically following a plan means that you're following the workout calendar. And if you're a BOD user, it's in there. If you have the DVD disc, it came with something inside your disc set. But there's a workout calendar. You need to follow that meal plan, and then have your Shakeology to replace a meal or snack every day, because it just makes it easier. That's one reason to do it. And then allow yourself a treat. One time per week. The way that these programs, they have been researched, they have been tried out. They know that they work. The meal plan matches up with the workout calendar, and they've also taken the time to match up your meal plan with your body. So if you want to get the best results, you just simply have to follow the plan. You don't have to rethink it and come up with something for yourself. You just got to get in there, dig through those plans, and follow them. If you want the best results, go for it. Okay. So you really need a strategic plan to follow, and all the programs that we have those in there. Now, and then as far as the treat in there, I put 1 treat per week if you can stick to it. There are times when we need to follow the plan and not have treats at all. If you are a person that would be detrimental. If you had one and one was going to lead you into a week of having junk food, then just don't. But if you can, then 1 treat a week is okay. It's motivating to work hard for 7 days to have this one thing to look forward to treat yourself. So know yourself there, and it may be just a trial thing. You try it and say, that's not going to work for me, and remove it. So that will be weight loss phase. But I also included in here, I kind of broke it down, a modified weight loss phase, because we all come at this with different, from different places. I know as far as when people come with me and they tell me they want to lose weight and they're going to start, let's say, 21-day fix, I suggest to them that they follow the plan to a T for the first 21 days to push themselves to see what they can do, because most of the time we can do more than what we think we can. So I encourage them to give it a try. And after, the 21 days, you're going to see what worked well for me, what didn't work well for me, what was realistic in my real life, what is not realistic for me in my real life. And so I suggest people go with that as they're getting started. However, sometimes when you're coming in, if this is all brand new to you, you don't exercise at all, and healthy eating, if this is totally brand new and foreign, then sometimes it might be a good idea to take slow steps in. So with that, as far as a goal, you're going to set a realistic goal again with a time frame, but you need to expect that the goal might take longer. So let's go back to that 100 pounds to lose again. Instead of losing 7 pounds in 3 weeks, maybe you're going to lose 7 pounds in 6 weeks. Again, I don't know how those numbers match up. I'm just throwing them out there. But it's going to take a little bit longer, but you're going to start making forward progress and start working towards a goal with a time frame. You're also going to be doing it with a strategic plan. Again, you're going to follow a program, one of the plans for the program in there, in BOD or the one that you have on disc, but you just are going to adjust the workout. So maybe you don't do 7 days a week or 6 days a week. Maybe it's 3 or 4 is reasonable for you, and that would be a big jump for you. So that might be a place to start. Or maybe for you, the workouts are easy, but the nutrition is going to be harder. And so you slowly change the nutrition. Maybe you just start with having Shakeology for 1 meal a day for like breakfast to replace, going to Chick-fil-A and buying a biscuit every day. That's a great change. So this weight loss phase, it's not an all or nothing thing. It really just depends on what your goal is, how fast you want to go to it. But either way, you've got to set the goal, have a time frame, and then have a plan. Okay. Now let me go over, into the maintenance phase. And I was saying this is the one where it kind of can get a little bit tricky because you had a goal, you worked really hard, you reached this goal. Well, now what do I do? You have to set a new goal, and you've got to find a goal that motivates you. So now maybe instead you're not dropping numbers, maybe you're just trying to stay the same number. So let's say, okay, if I can maintain for 4 weeks, then I'm going to buy a new outfit. Or for me, what motivates me is knowing that I followed the plan. Like, I just like to come to Sunday night and be like, I nailed it. I stuck to my plan for the week. I didn't go totally overboard on the weekend. I can just check the box and say 6 out of 7 days, I actually stuck to the plan and it was awesome. You're going to have to come up with a new plan in this phase, and it's going to have to be one that really matters to you. That's going to be part of it. And then the other one, or set a goal that matters to you. And then the other part of that is the plan. You've got to strategically follow a plan. But this is where you get to start playing around with it. So for me, actually, at the moment, I'm kind of needing to do a little loss because summer is really hard for me. But most of the time, I'm staying in this maintenance phase. And in a maintenance phase, for me, it's about balance. It's about choosing well most of the time, trying to eat clean most of the time, getting workouts in 5 to 6 days a week, but also having some of the things I love, because I don't ever intend to live a life without a Starbucks once in a while, or pizza once in a while, or French fries, those things that I love, but they're not going to be part of my life every single day. So what we do here is create a plan. You'll create a plan for yourself that allows the balance that's going to make you feel like you're not missing out on everything in life, because this is not about deprivation or starvation or, leading a life that doesn't, you don't get to enjoy anything. That's not what this is at all. This is about figuring out a life that you can live with that has balance. And so for me, I plan that I'm probably going to have a Starbucks or some kind of coffee, and I'm going to cut the sweetener in it in half. I'm going to have that once or twice a week. I'm going to eat out once a week. Maybe I'll stick to the plan that day, or maybe I won't. And I like sweets, so once a week, I plan to have a sweet treat that I like. And then once I kind of create that plan for myself, then I have to stick to it for a while and watch and see what happens. So the plan I just mentioned, let's say I do that for 3 weeks and I come at the end and I gained a pound. Well, that was too much junk for me and I'm going to have to turn it down if I want to keep, at a certain weight or whatever. Or, maybe I come to the end and be like, oh, that worked out perfectly. Or maybe I still even lost some, but it's following the plan and sticking to that plan you make just so you can kind of check yourself and see if it works, to hold yourself in check. Because remember, this is a process. It's lifelong. We're never just going to get to quit and go back to the old way of doing things. If we do, we're going to get the old results we had, which is gaining weight, getting sick, having health problems, all of those kind of things, losing confidence in ourselves. So the maintenance phase is a big one. But again, it's always having a goal that's important to you, following a plan, and then paying attention. And then the last one I'm going to hit on here, just really quick, and this is that reset phase. This is where you need to reset some habits, you need to cleanse, you need to refresh your body, you need to kind of, you might need to just totally cut everything out. And so if you get to a place like that, there are some things like the 3-day refresh, the ultimate reset, and you might need an elimination diet like the Whole30 that helps you kind of figure out what foods could be making you sick or something like that. So, and that is a place that we all get to at a time too. We all get to a place where we have totally fallen off the wagon and we just need a fresh start. So that is there. All right, so those are the phases. Those are the goals for each and the plan. Let me get out of this and stop the screen share. Maybe. Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yes, I'm handed over to you.
Hey everybody. All right, so first I'm going to say sorry I'm a hot mess, everybody, because I was telling Becky I literally got home about 5-10 minutes before the webinar starts because my son has baseball. Mondays are really busy days. What I want to talk about is the glue that puts this all together. And I loved, Becky, how you explained it all, because it really hits it on the head with that this is a lifestyle. You're going to go through all those phases and come back to it and go back to it. I know between me and Becky, we both done Whole30 and Refresh, and we've done all the reset kind of things, and we've done we've been in weight loss and we've been in maintenance and going back and forth. But what puts the glue on it, no matter what phase you're in or what you're doing or what goals you've set for yourself, is the accountability part of it. And I loved, Becky, how you mentioned in the beginning about this is where coaches came from, because there used to be all these workout programs, well, not all of them, but most of them in the beginning, like Insanity and such, were made, and people were getting great results. And when they asked them why they were getting great results where some others weren't, they said they bonded together and they formed like a group and just cheered each other on. And that's where this came from. And this is where Challenge Roots came from, and this is what Beachbody put together, so that you guys have the support you need, because anybody can go and buy the workouts, or they can go to the gym, or they can do a meal plan. But when you don't have support, if you don't have people lifting you up and cheering you on when you feel down, because you will feel down, you will feel defeated at some point in time. It happens to all of us. If you don't have someone there for you, you're going to give up on yourself. And so this is where, and mine's kind of quick to talk about with you guys, but this is where this group comes in. You have to check in. You have to, even if it's, honestly, even if it's just scrolling before you go to bed at night and looking at the post, and getting that inspiration of seeing somebody who didn't feel like working out, but they got it in, or seeing someone who's short on time, so they at least got 10 minutes in, as opposed to, not doing it at all, or, people being honest and truthful about their journey in there. It's going to inspire you and it's going to keep you going. But really in the group, what I want you guys to know, because sometimes you'll look in there and you're like, what am I supposed to post? What would be, you don't really want to post your food log, or you don't really want to post this. And my answer to you guys is post what's on your heart, but post what you need accountability Post, if you have a hard time with your food, then I would say post your food log. Because I will tell you, your coaches, or even for me, I post my food log because when I'm eating something, if I know I need to write it down at the end of the day, then I am more likely to make better choices knowing that I have that accountability and people are going to see what I'm eating. But maybe that's not your problem. Maybe food's not your issue. Maybe it's working out, getting the workouts in. Then make sure you set a goal for yourself of taking so many, those sweaty workout selfies and posting them in there, and that keeps you accountable. Or tagging your coach in it so you make sure that she sees what you're doing. But so it's going to be different for everybody. So don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel that you're supposed to be posting your food and a workout and your shake and your everything. Just post what you need to post. That's true to your goal and true to what you're having trouble with. For me, it's generally food. I know people think that I don't have a problem with food, but it's because I love food so much that I could really eat anything and everything. But I know for me, that's my biggest accountability. If working out isn't my issue, it's eating. And so if I know I'm going to post it in the group, then and sometimes for me, a tip for you guys, maybe not, if you don't want to post like exactly and write it down, then I screenshot my food throughout the day and just make a collage, and you can just post that and say this, and for you, you'll know that you are accountable to what you ate. So make sure you're checking in. Make sure you're this, because it's the glue. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Some of you guys know my story. Maybe some of you don't. I know there's a whole bunch of us in here now. But I had thyroid cancer 10 years ago. And so I've been a coach for the last 4 years. So 6 years of my life, having cancer kind of propelled me into my health and fitness journey, as far as I had a true passion to really make my body the healthiest it could be. And but I was doing it alone. I was doing it by myself. I had nobody check into it. And I had this passion, and I had nobody to surround myself with it. And I think we all know that you go to the gym and you don't really talk to, I didn't talk to a whole lot of people. And if I did, it was at the gym, and it wasn't later on when I went home, whenever I really needed somebody to just check in, to see how to tell how my day went. And so I wish I would have had this back then. I wish I would have had a place to go where I knew people encouraged me and motivated me and were just there for me no matter what I was going through. So take advantage of what you have here, and kudos for already taking that first step of being in the group. But that's just the beginning. This is a lifelong journey. So make sure that you are checking in and just seeing the stories and letting them, because I know when I get in here and I see these posts of people that didn't feel like working out, but they did, or they take a picture of donuts at work and say, I didn't cave into them. Like, to me, that's inspiring. That keeps me motivated. I'm like, but she said no to donuts, and I don't need to go to the donut store afterwards. It keeps me more accountable to myself. So make sure it's really the glue of what's going to put this all together for you. And so taking that a step further, I am going to challenge you guys, because taking it a step further, I love social media. I don't know if you guys, if we're all on here on Facebook, so I'm pretty sure you guys like Facebook too. What I don't like is seeing a bunch of negative Nancy's on there, or Debbie Downers on there. And people, sometimes your newsfeed can get full of people that just aren't really happy about life. So taking it a step further from posting your journey into this group, I'm going to challenge you guys to start spreading that love, that happiness, that support, and that friendship into your social media, into your Facebook page, sharing your journey, sharing what you're doing. It could be a recipe. It could be, something you learned that day, or something that inspired you. Or maybe it was somebody posted a quote in here, and it really resonated with you. Save that picture and post it on your personal page, because it, as much as it reached you and it touched you, it's going to do that for somebody else. And this is my absolute favorite thing about this whole journey, is being able to share what is helping me and working for me, with 2 kids and not having a thyroid and military wife, and list can go on of the things that I can make excuses for. But I still I push forward, and I do, and so many of you guys do the same thing. You guys are having so many victories, and and really pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So do that, to share that on Facebook, and spread the love, and spread the inspiration, I'm gonna get tongue-tied, and motivation for other people, because that is the best part, when you can inspire and motivate and help somebody else to just take that step forward, and make their life, like was the Beachbody motto, the healthier, happier, more fulfilling. Did I get that right? More fulfilling life. I love that though, because that's what it is. When you're healthy, when you're working on yourself, and as much as we want to say this is an outside transformation, there is a lot going on the inside too. And so when you're doing all of that, and you're able, you're more confident and you're happier, and you can spread that to somebody else, and you see them grow and flourish that way. It's the most amazing thing to know that you've helped someone else when you were just sharing your journey. You were just sharing what was working for you, but yet it spreads into that inspiration. So my challenge to you as we get off of here, because I'm wrapping this up, because I think I don't know what time it is, but probably short on time, is to post something. Post something on your personal page, whether it's a recipe, some food, maybe it's a little shot of your your dinner tonight, or your shake today, or the workout you did, or maybe it's a quote, maybe it's sharing a victory that you something that you overcame, or something that a goal you've reached, or maybe it is, this is what I'm working toward, and holding yourself accountable to everybody else on your Facebook page. To be honest, that's why I think it was with Shift Shop, I posted everything, and I did it with my husband, because it held me accountable. I knew if they were watching me as well, that I was more likely to keep pushing when I didn't feel like it, because I knew people were looking to see if I was actually doing it or not. So that's another way you could also hold yourself accountable as well. So when you do that, when you guys get off here, because I know you are, you're going to get right off of here and you're going to share something amazing with your friends and family. We want you to hashtag it. I'm telling you, hashtag True Change Tribe, right? Is that Becky? True Change Tribe. And we're gonna tomorrow morning, I'm excited. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna look up the hashtag, and everybody that's posted something, we're gonna put in drawing for a really cool prize. We haven't discussed what it's gonna be yet, but it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really cool. So yeah, so make sure you hashtag whatever you're putting. Like I said, it doesn't have to be crazy personal. It doesn't have to be something, it could be a recipe. Helping somebody with a recipe, maybe you've got sports going on like I did today or whatever, and you found something that's really easy to get done, whenever you're short on time. Share that. Something easy as that is going to help somebody else. It's going to add value to their life. So make sure you hashtag it though, no matter what you post, True Change Tribe. And we're going to be looking all those hashtags up tomorrow, and giving a prize to somebody, something cool. But I think that's it. I wish we could see questions, because I can't see anything. But you have anything else, Becky? No.
Yep. I think that's it. Yep.
Awesome. Well,
Change
thanks.
Tribe, hashtag it.
What's that? What did you say?
Just True Change Tribe, hashtag it.
Yes. Hashtag. What was it? Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.